Check in on the real estate market here in Western Washington.
Yeah, things are just all over the place. Things have really hit the brakes, it feels like, too. Jon Bye with Jon Bye and Associates. John L. Scott Real Estate back with us this morning with a look at the numbers. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic.
Good. So we've just been talking about the sort of change we've been seeing here, right? One of the big indicators of how fast homes get snatched up on the market, absorption rate.
Yes.
We've been talking a lot about that. How have things changed?
Yeah, so we go back and we look at March with the highest rate that we've really ever seen within the MLS at 168%, which was insane. And now we're down to a whopping 44. And what you see is that over time, prices and inventory get sucked up, and we've climbed very quickly. And sometimes the real estate market is telling us we need to pump the brakes. And that has happened very quickly.
Wow.
And that might not be a bad thing, because at 168%, it was just ridiculous.
It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's just too much.
10 offers per house.
Yeah, it's just
sold in a day.
Yes, just way too much. And one thing to kind of put in perspective, inventory in 2009, total inventory in all the Puget Sound was 38,000 with 4,200 sales. And in September of this year, the inventory is 19,000 with 8,400 sales.
Wow. Okay,
so,
let's look at this. This is the inventory you're talking about. King County, we've talked about how many more houses there are. That's why things are slowing down. 78% more homes?
When you think about going from none to some, I think that's a good analogy here. So we are still at a very small amount of actual inventory levels right now, based off of the last couple of years. So it's just different. It's no reason to get scared. It's just a different market.
What about median price? Has that changed as well?
So we've seen median prices are, they're going down a little bit. Right now we're at King County, we're at 675. But if you look at just prices in general year over year, we're still trending up. We haven't dropped in value, which I think is one thing to really look at.
Yeah, these are the median prices for the active listings. So
Snohomish County doing well.
Yeah, Snohomish County doing well, John.
Yeah, so and Snohomish County's always kind of has been bucking the trend a bit. There's going to continue to be a lot of demand there because there's not a lot of more land to build.
Yeah.
Interesting. We've also been talking about NHL in Seattle. From what I've seen, always good to have a pro team in your city, right?
For sure.
For a vibrant community. They're going to put this new headquarters, this practice rink at Northgate.
Yeah.
What could that do to housing?
Man, well, you think about big things that happen in our community and just draws where people want to be. And I think over time now, especially in our real estate market, we need to focus on just growth within our city. With the light rail stopping right there, that over time is going to be, it will be a thing. It just takes time for people to grasp onto it. But I feel with that happening there, more draw, more demand. Hockey in general is a great sport, and I think as youth gets into it, more people are going to want to be around that, which will hopefully have more people excited to live there.
We're now into October. Weather's changing. As we approach Thanksgiving, the advice from a lot of real estate agents in terms of whether or not you put your house on the market or wait until next year.
Yeah.
What's the advice?
So I think we're going to continue to see our inventory levels build, and along with interest rates and things like that. So if your intent is to sell, I would probably do it sooner rather than later.
Interesting.
I'd rather hedge my bets on what's happening now versus what may happen in the future.
And another reason for that too, interest rates. We just talked to Jane King this morning. She said the feds are looking to increase a little bit more, a little bit more.
Yep, and that's going to affect people's ability to buy and what their price points are. So we'll further just compress pricing and make it more challenging.
Let me ask you this too. So say that you bought a house 5-6 years ago and you just saw the value of your home skyrocket. You bought it the right time. Are you going to see now that those home values stabilize permanently? I mean, are we just at that point now? We've reached the top?
Well, everything's a cycle, right? And if you look back in history, there's times when you're at the top and there's times when you're at the bottom. And the one thing that we can't tell is that you don't know you've hit the top until it's already passed. So we could be getting close to that. You can't have increases the way we have year after year after year. At some point, it has to pump the brakes. But with everything that's so amazing within our town, I'm not worried about it, at least losing money.
Don't get scared.
You don't get scared.
Jon Bye, always good to have you in the studio. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
I appreciate it.